Hi everybody, how are you doing? How's life? How are you? Today we're gonna be talking about why people wait until it's too late to make the changes that people or you have been asking for. I often find myself asking myself the question, why do people wait? I mean, conflict is inevitable in all forms of relationships. Disagreements are inevitable because we're different people. We value different things. We have different tolerances, and a joke to you might be a huge offense to me and vice versa, right? But it's the repetition of things, it's the consistency of doing the things or the thing that the person who you claim to love or claim to want to be in whatever form of relationship with. It's the sly jokes, it's the backhanded compliments, it's the you know um oh, I didn't know that would be offensive, or are you a little bit sensitive, or it's those things which people don't mind doing until they get a reaction from you. And then when you reach a point where now you draw a boundary, a strong boundary, because it's been going on for too long, then all of a sudden a eureka moment has happened. And now all of a sudden all the changes that you sought for are happening, but you're tired, you're exhausted, you're drained, you're fed up, you're frustrated, you're irritated, you're agitated. Honestly, you're angry. You are angry that this person pushed you to the point of being ready and willing to live without them. And now when you're at your end, all of a sudden they get it. All of a sudden they understand. All of a sudden they're able to interpret what you've been saying. The mystery behind the words that you've had all of a sudden become clear as day to this person or to these people. And you're asking yourself, where was this? Were you really that confused about what I was saying? Or did you simply not care because you're used to me putting up with the things that you do? You know, it's sad. It really is sad because you would never. As long as you understood that, you were hurting somebody or offending somebody or whatever it might be, you wouldn't keep doing something to a person you claim to care for until they are done. And now all of a sudden you're unforgiving, you're bitter, you're resentful, you don't give grace, you're not merciful, you've got a low tolerance for people's mistakes. But how long did you have to put up with it? How long did you have to take the bullets, take the sly remarks, take the just lack of courtesy in speech? Some people are so vindictive in their speech. They say things that really pierce your soul, not even your heart, your soul. And then when they say sorry, it's as if that wound is erased. No, it isn't. It still hurts. You could have chosen anything else to say, but that's what you chose. And now, because you've uttered the words you're sorry, everything should be fine. And the funny thing is, when people do say sorry and they mean it, that's a blessing. But there are people who say sorry to shut you up. I've learned that there are people who have learned to use sorry as a polite shut your face or shut your mouth. Those are the kind of people who you find you're still midway explaining why something they did or said hurt you, and they keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like, allow me to explain what I'm explaining. If you're sorry, be sorry, but wait until you understand. And you can't even just profusely begin to apologize without having the full context and understanding the full context of what I'm saying to you. Some people say sorry without even being able to interpret or understand why you are hurt, why you're frustrated, why you're disappointed. It's just a full stop to your sentence, and for them, for as long as they said it, you should receive it. That's not it. That really isn't it. It isn't. And honestly, you should feel free to free yourself from certain situations. I'm of the thought, now the action of don't deprive people of reaping the fruits they have so carefully sown, tended to, watered and grown. Let people eat the fruit of what they have invested time in producing in you. And that doesn't mean be this vindictive person and just be like horrible. But don't tone things down for people, because you always end up on the short end of things. It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. People want good people all the time, but you make good people bad. You really, really scar good people. It's horrible. And if you're that type of a person who's been scarred, please release yourself. This year, don't allow yourself to be a doormat. Don't allow people to keep giving you these sly remarks. You're always othered. Everybody else is considered but you. You are always the last. In terms of consideration, you are the last. I always tell people in life, it's fine to have Kaliaka sese where you are just like, for me that I can't. For me that I can't be involved. For me that I can't do. For me that I can't be. For me that I can't engage in. It's fine. People can say, hey, you choose. Akasese is important in life. It's so, so important. Not all the time. Now, kwatafie minsula. People will use you and abuse you and then turn around and point a finger at you and say you are hard-hearted, you are bitter, you're not a good person, after they've pushed you to a point where you're tired, you don't have anything left in you, you've given everything you could have and nothing is being poured back into you. So in terms of people who wait until it's too late for them to understand what you've been complaining about. And I don't mean like you have one conversation and, somebody doesn't get it. That's different, because we understand at different levels and we understand in different ways. So that grace should be there for somebody when you're just initially trying to explain things. But if you've explained things 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, over a year, over 2, my friend, please, at some point now, it also becomes our fault for giving so much. Why are you giving so much? It wouldn't even be given back to you if the roles were reversed, and that's just the hard truth. It's the hard truth. Please release yourself. Allow yourself to have happiness. It's fine. It's fine to not be the understanding person. It's fine to not be the sweet person. It's fine not to be the positive person. It's okay. How long are those tags going to, be our identity to the point where we self-sabotage for people? For what? For what? Because when we break, they're not even going to be the people to pick up the pieces they've broken. They'll step on them and break them into even smaller pieces. So why? Why put on an act for them? An act that you wouldn't even put up for yourself. And if somebody else told you the position that you are in, you would tell them that they are being a fool. So why should you be the fool? Please release yourself this year. Allow yourself to be released. There's nothing you gain from being overly good. There's nothing I gain from being overly good. And yeah. Bye. Have a good day.